Howdy friends, and welcome to my first product review video. As you may know, I usually do campground reviews with 4K videos of each campsite so you can pick your favorite. But today I'm going to share a review of my 2020 inTech Flyer Pursue RV that I used to camp. I purposely waited a while to do this review so I could see how the trailer held up over time, and can tell you that I am very impressed with the quality and workmanship on this trailer. I have not had anything break that wasn't my fault, and it is as solid as the day I bought it. We have used our Pursue to explore some amazing places and love its size, its handling, and its features. One thing we really love about the trailer is it forces us to be outside. Isn't that why you camp? One big bonus of this small trailer is you can go through the drive-thru at McDonald's, get a cup of hot coffee without getting out of your car. If you love traveling and exploring with your family as much as I do, then follow along and find out some of its great features. Hopefully this video will help you learn more about this great RV, and if you are in a wheelchair, you will see how I have adapted my Pursue to make it accessible. Starting at the tongue of the trailer, you can see my black brake controller connection and the wheel adjustment crank. I don't have any trouble reaching or cranking it up and down. I've installed a bubble level on the front and the driver's side of the trailer to help me know if and how much I need to adjust the trailer when parking. The large plastic toolbox holds a regular sized propane tank. However, it is too heavy for me, so I use this 2.5 gallon propane tank and keep some extra propane bottles for backup. I keep my power cord, an extension cord, axes, tool bag, chocks, wheel lifts, and a manual strut tool in this box. I keep a battery operated drill with a strut tool adjustment to operate and adjust the 4 stability struts found on the Pursue. Continuing along the driver's side of the Pursue, you will notice that all the plugs are weatherized with covers. Starting on the right, you have your input for solar panels if you have those. Next is the antenna input if you want to use that. Next is the power input for your shore power. The next feature is a vent for the battery compartment, and finally, a radio antenna. Opening the lockable battery compartment door, you can access your battery and the power center. I have replaced my factory battery with a 100 amp hour Renogy battery. I also installed this cool Bluetooth battery shunt. This Victron Smart Shunt shows me the battery status via an app on my phone. Above the shunt is your master off-on switch for power, so you can turn everything off when you store the trailer. Above that is your power center, which you will see on the interior that you have a USB and 12-volt cigarette lighter power supply. You have a full-size spare, and you have a lug nut extension for these heavy-duty off-road tires. Up on top, you see a Rhino rack for bikes, canoes, kayaks, or whatever else you need. You also have a Dometic air conditioner that can freeze you out of this little camper and can keep the frost off of you with its built-in heat strip. We got the lift kit and the heavy-duty tires on our unit. The rear of the trailer has cargo doors, LED tail and brake lights, and an additional trailer hitch receiver for a bike rack or storage rack if needed. On the passenger side of the trailer, there is a batwing awning that I can actually pull out and set up myself, but I need help packing it back inside the cover. There is a side door on the passenger side of the trailer, and it's okay for an able-bodied person to get in and out of, but it's a challenge for me with my long legs. I prefer to get in through the back doors, which I will show you in a minute. There is an LED exterior light to the left of the door over the window that operates from the inside. On the right side of the door, you will see a push off and on LED light and 2 covered 110-volt electric plugs. To open the lockable pull-out kitchen, you will reach under the trailer and pull down and twist the safety latch, and then pull the slide-out kitchen handle. And you can access your propane connection, a propane stovetop, the Norcold refrigerator, and a couple of storage areas. There's a heavy-duty shelf that sits above the fridge and then relocates to the front of the trailer, but I don't use the stove, so I simply store my Coleman propane cook stove there. There's a really great latch that opens the 2 storage areas. It works great, but the day you buy your trailer, you should order another latch. Humans are accident prone, and if you don't double check this latch before closing the kitchen, you will crack it, and the second time you will probably break it. You can access the power switch to the fridge through this area. Here's a Wild Bill tip. Put something like this spice rack to block the fridge on and off switch. We had a Renegade can of beans roll around while we were driving, and it rolled over and turned off the fridge. The fridge has a tie-down strap and has a lid that opens in either direction. You can see there are 2 compartments, and I have taken some mirrored plastic pieces that just make it easier for me to look inside the fridge. This fridge will freeze milk or meat if it is at the bottom, and that is with the temperatures in the 80s and 90s, so this thing gets cold. I have a little trouble reading the display if it is sunny outside, so I use my cell phone to take a picture of the controls and then adjust the fridge temperature. When the pull-out kitchen comes out, it locks in place. Here is the knob you lift up to allow the kitchen to push back inside the trailer. Here are the 2 grommets over the fridge that holds the heavy-duty shelf, and here are the grommets on the front of the trailer you can hang it on. It does block the toolbox lid, but it's not a big deal. Next is your Dometic cooktop with igniter and wind panels built into the lid. My stove looks new after 3 years since we don't use it hardly at all. Well, that concludes the exterior tour. Let's take a look at the interior and how this old guy gets into this trailer. The right cargo door in the back has the lock on it, and it opens first. And there's a handle on the left door on the inside that you push to open it. I like the air piston door openers so the doors stay open even in the wind. I installed the gold hook on the door along with the black handle in the center. The stretch netting is great, but I had to reinforce mine with a few extra screws, but only because I was probably overstuffing them. Here is how I transfer into the trailer. You can see that the interior is basically a bed and storage. My wife calls it a glorified bed on wheels without the glory. I use a 2-inch Rojo air cushion to protect my butt when I hop in, as the floor is very hard. You can see the height of the trailer is perfect for a wheelchair transfer. I have very long legs, which makes it a little tough to get in, but with a little patience, it can be done. Once I am in, I simply hop back onto my mattress. There's a matching mattress that goes next to it that makes it a cozy but roomy sleeping situation. Once I am in, I move my cushion to make room for my feet and continue to hop back on the bed. You can see the hooks I have installed along the wall. I use these as I undress and hang my shirt and then my pants and so forth as I move back. In the morning, I simply reverse the process. There is a window behind this heavy curtain. The curtain has Velcro sewn on it so it can be lifted and sticks to the carpeted walls. The curtain is a good sunblock because morning comes a little too early sometimes. The window does open and has a screen for ventilation. One of the issues I had to figure out was once I was in the trailer, how do I move my wheelchair and then close the doors? My best hack for all of this is an ordinary dock pole, which I used on my pontoon boat for years. I put a link in the description if you aren't familiar with these. I use the pole, which can be extended, to move my manual chair away from the door, and if I am in my portable power chair, then I use the pole to push the joystick to move the chair away from the door and shut off the power, and just reverse the process the next day. As far as closing the back doors, I had no problem with the first door, but the handle on the second door was not big enough to pull closed. I simply put a carabiner on the handle and just have to hook that to pull the door closed. Boom, all set. The side door has a nice window, but it does not open. We put the sun blocking curtains up and installed the black handle to help me close the door. The side door can be closed pretty easily with the dock pole as well. One of the best features of this trailer is the Dometic air conditioner with a built-in heat strip. The controls are simple with airspeed and temperature control. The unit has baffles on all four sides that can be adjusted or closed off, which is nice if you sleep with someone who has a different comfort level. The fan in the Pursue is pretty awesome as well. The controls can be operated by hand or with a remote. The black knob opens and closes the fan door manually, but you can also do it with the remote. It is great if you want to just turn in 1 or 2 turns for ventilation. I will tell you this trailer is pretty airtight, and if you don't open it in the winter, you will have moisture running down your windows, especially if there are 2 people. The fan has multiple speeds and can be thermostatically controlled. The fan can blow on you or reverse if you have windows open and want to bring in the cooler air from outside. The nice thing is it's 12 volts, so you don't need shore power to run it, and it has a rain sensor to automatically close it. You can see that we installed a hook in the back along with the TV bracket. We have a small flat screen TV DVD player and may watch something depending on the weather. We also installed some little baskets and hooks for flashlights, chapstick, or glasses. You can see the remote for the fan, TV, and there are light switches for inside and outside lights. On the front wall of the trailer, you have a fuse box with a cover, 2 AC plugs, 2 USB plugs, and a cigarette lighter plug. We don't use the radio much, so we keep it covered because it has a light. The radio has a USB connection as well. There are 2 speakers for the radio or Bluetooth devices, along with a fire extinguisher. Above you is the CO2 detector and a nice storage area with netting to keep everything up there. There are also 2 LED dome lights in the ceiling and 2 small blue lights in the front, which are helpful to reduce the bugs that are attracted to normal lighting. Now the question is, how do I get out of here? It's a slow process, as is everything when you're in a wheelchair. I moved myself forward and used the dock pole to pull my wheelchair close enough to be able to grab it, and then move my old bones to the back and hop into my wheelchair. I hope you enjoyed viewing the great features of this well-built trailer from inTech. I have put quite a few miles on it and had no problems in my 3 years of use. If you have some physical limitations, then maybe you can see how it could be a low-cost solution as an accessible camping trailer. I'm 65 years old in this video and a T5 paraplegic, but I've been going to a spinal cord recovery gym for 10 years before this video. I've gone from not being able to sit up straight to loading my camp boxes for yet another solo trip to Colorado. It's 109 degrees at the ranch, but here I'm heading out to Colorado and New Mexico for a 2-week solo trip and looking for some cooler air. I want to give a shout out to all the people at inTech who designed and built this trailer. They probably didn't realize someone would use it as a wheelchair accessible RV, but it works great for me, and I think it would work well for anyone else who would want to use it. It is very high quality in my opinion, and it has helped this paralyzed adventurer explore and enjoy many outdoor adventures across the United States. I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Be sure and check out their products at the link below and in the description of this video. Well, friends, I hope you found my first product review informative and helpful. I will share other products as time and opportunity permits. If you have questions or comments, then feel free to contact me, and be sure to like and subscribe to my growing channel. Until next time, so long.